Hey, this is Goathead.
And this is Amish.
And we are Stooges with Stogies.
You going to buy Bitcoin?
It's like $2,000 a Bitcoin.
Yeah, but you can buy whatever.
Oh, that's right. You can buy increments of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Or Doge.
Dogecoin, yeah. I don't think so. And here's my thinking behind it. First of all, I don't have any money. And so you have to have money to invest in it to begin with. So I don't, probably going to be a problem. But, actually, when I first heard about Bitcoin, it was like 2010, 2011. And at that time, I had a little bit of money. And Bitcoin wasn't near as expensive.
Was nothing. At some point
it was still some money.
Well, when I first heard about it, it was nothing. We're talking like...
But at that time, there was a possibility that the government could make it illegal.
40 or 50 cents is what you buy.
I don't remember it ever being that cheap.
Yes.
You must have known about it way before me.
I had heard about it when it first became worth something. And I don't really know how. Because, like I said, I am not an internet person. But
not a person made of the internet.
Yeah. Anyway, because it started, some people just invented it because these computer-ish guys invented it to be money in a game.
That's what I heard, yeah. Playing.
But a coffee shop in northern England started accepting it as payment for a cup of coffee. You could go in and buy 1 cup of coffee with a Bitcoin.
Huh.
Which gave it value.
Sure.
That's where it started. And then other places started saying that you could spend it to do certain things. Yeah. Basically, it was a kind of promotional thing because, it's bigger on the internet. We'll get people to show up.
Sure.
And it worked. So that's where it started. And like I said, you could, when you could first buy it, outside of these people who knew about it, when you could first buy it, it was, 40 cents or something like that.
Well, a cup of coffee is $1 or $2, so you would
not then.
Okay.
This was early 2000s anyway. Maybe not early, mid 2000s.
Okay.
2005, 2006, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And like I said, you could buy it for nothing. There were people who had them, from the game. They're just sitting there.
Right.
And it made millionaires, lots of them.
Yeah.
But it's also maybe inflation proof, which is something that intrigues me. So, I don't know.
Well, it's inflation proof only because there's a limited amount you can create, right? Like there's a cap on how many there can be at any one time.
Yes.
Okay.
And which is not true of Doge. Doge they can make however many they want. Which is a blessing and a curse.
And do they all have to be mined?
I don't know.
I know that Bitcoin has to be mined, which is a computer process. Like it has to compute something. Like it has to
And it's a ridiculous.
It's like
a ridiculous thing.
It's a big algorithm or something like that, right? And it apparently takes a lot of power.
Elon Musk, which I would assume is what you're referencing, has just tweeted about it.
Oh, really?
Because
actually, I was initially introduced to the idea that not only that Bitcoin consumed a lot of power, but might actually be I think it was like John Oliver or one of those talking head people who were like saying cryptocurrency is bad and here's why. And I think the biggest complaint was actually how much power it took to do the mining aspect of it,
which used to be true, but as well, and there are conflicting stories about this too, which bothers me a little because there's conflicting stories about friggin' everything. But there was a study done that said that 30-some% that the power consumption has gone up for doing this, like 35% or something like that. But 71% of it is all done on renewable energy.
Oh, really?
Because most of these, where they do it,
Because that's more cost effective, I'm sure.
Well, where they do it is they have these big rooms and they're just computers running this, whatever this program is that creates it.
Right.
And that's all it does. Well, they found that they like putting them next to hydroelectric dams in places like that because the power grid is more reliable.
Oh.
Because these things just sit there and run all the time, 24/7, constantly. So it needs to have an endless stream of power. So, like I said, once again, there's conflicting reports, and I don't know as you'll ever know, but one report said that 71% of it is almost all renewable.
Really?
So power consumption has gone up for creating it, but it's using renewable energy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Inflation is going to be an issue here pretty soon. 50% of all the money in circulation now was printed in the last year.
A lot of people seem to think so.
You don't think that's going to happen?
I don't know jack shit about currency.
You understand supply
economics.
and demand, though, right?
I do. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to find that is the case, but I don't know. I also, have heard that there's a lot of tomfoolery going on Wall Street that could be contributing to
which is what annoys me about Elon Musk and his tweet today.
What was his tweet?
Yesterday. Well, he tweeted that you can't buy a Tesla with Bitcoin anymore.
Oh.
Because of the carbon impact of Bitcoin mining.
I see.
Which I don't believe at all. He's not selling Bitcoin.
I'm sure he has ulterior motives.
He owns a shitload of Bitcoin.
Oh.
But the trick that rich people have been using forever, and it's a trick just to mess with poor people, and by poor people I mean people who have invested in whatever, is they'll put out a tweet like this, or they'll start a campaign about how something is terrible, get the stock to tank, buy it up. Everybody who was, all the poor people who were involved in it were like, shit, I got to get out of this before it's worth nothing. So they dump it, lose a bunch of money. Well, all the rich people buy it because they can sit on it. They'll buy it, they'll let the storm pass, and then it goes back up in value. And people forget about it, and now they made ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah. Because
that blip, when Elon posted that, it went from upper 50,000s down to like 49,000 a Bitcoin. And already it's back up to 50 something, like 52 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah. See, that's another reason I'm glad I didn't buy into Bitcoin, because I know, so I could sit here and be like, well, I should have bought it when it was, $1 a piece. I would have bought $200 worth, or something like that. But like realistically, as soon as that $200 was worth $1,000, I'm selling, baby. I'll take my grand and run.
The best thing would be to buy it and forget about it.
Well, that's true with most stocks and commodities and things like that.
Because it always goes up.
Not always. Like with Bitcoin, that isn't certain though. Like again, it was a new thing. No one was sure. It was very volatile. No one was sure what was going to happen.
But the buy-in was nothing. At one point it was, like I said, at one point it was literally nothing.
At one point, but that point is long gone.
It is.
And yeah, at this point, I'm not even interested in getting in. I don't care how big it gets. If I let's say a Bitcoin what's a Bitcoin worth today? 50,000.
Yeah, it's like 52, 53,000.
A Bitcoin.
A single Bitcoin, yeah.
Fuck me. Okay, so let's say I had 50,000 to buy a Bitcoin.
You don't have to. You can buy $1 of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's 0.0000 whatever.
But let's say it triples in value. So let's say I triple my value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
You can cash out like that.
Yeah.
Right into your bank account.
Well...
Here's what I'm thinking. All right. We don't like the Fed. I'm pretty sure you don't. It's pretty
Never
much.
met him.
It's because it isn't a person. Federal Reserve is not a person.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain you're anti-Federal Reserve.
Am I?
Are you? You a big fan of the Rothschilds, are you?
I don't know.
Like everything they've done?
Wait, I thought you said it wasn't a person.
It's not.
It's the Rothschilds.
Rothschilds are not a person.
But it's many people.
It is a bunch of people.
It's a family?
Yeah.
Rothschilds.
And some other people, but yeah.
So several families involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not a person.
Is the Colonel one of them?
Probably.
Okay. Colonel Sanders is probably one of these people.
I mean, yeah.
Probably.
And the Illuminati kind of thing.
Okay, got it. I hate the Colonel. I hated the Colonel. I've always hated the Colonel. With his wee beady eyes and, oh, you're gonna eat my chicken, oh! You know why you like his chicken?
Mushrooms are bad.
Because he puts an addictive chemical in it that makes you crave it fortnightly.
Thanks for smoking
And drinking.
with Amish.
And Goathed.
This has been Stooges.
With Stogies.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.